lovely souls. Let me see if I'm live. I think there's always a little bit of delay. So hello. How are you guys doing? Let me just check if I'm live quickly. Yes, we are live. That is amazing. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about something very, very important. Okay, this is crucial. I want to talk to you about how you can attract your soul-aligned clients or money into your business, even if you are unable to work physically in your business. Okay, so for example, right now, and being a mom, this happens a lot when you actually can't work on your business because your child might be sick, and obviously when your child is sick, all they want is to be around their moms. Okay, so in that case, I can't really work, or when I'm ill, I don't really work, or when my husband's ill, I don't really have childcare, so I can't work. Okay, and for a lot of people, these situations are very, very stressful, and especially if you're a mom and you have a toddler or a small baby, they get ill quite often with schools, with nurseries, with just general things. And there will be always times as a mother, I'm talking about moms here because that's something I can really relate to, and that's something I'm going through right now. But this can happen to you for any reasons, right? But these things you cannot control. These things will happen. There will be times when you really cannot work on your business physically. You cannot log in, do content, create posts, do what you wanted to do, because you just can't do it. Okay, because your priorities are somewhere else. And I want you to know that there's another way in which you can attract clients when you are at that space. So first of all, I know that it can be very stressful for some people because, for example, right now for me, I'm really pumped about my upcoming masterclass, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to actually start writing it down. I have lots of notes here, there, and everywhere because I'm getting downloads all the time about how to help you create those shifts so you can start attracting clients energetically with flow in a more feminine way. Yeah, I really want to just get on my computer and talk about this and really create an amazing masterclass for you. But I know now that it's not really going to happen for a few more days until my husband gets better because I don't have enough time to do everything in my business. And that can be frustrating because you have this drive. You feel like, yeah, this is what I want to do, but you can't. And that's okay. Okay, because we always have to follow our alignment. We always have to follow what feels good. And for me right now, it's just focusing on, my child, looking after my child, having fun with my child, and doing bits and pieces in my business that I can when he's currently at nursery. Okay, but if I had him here with me all the time, I wouldn't be able to do any business work, and that's okay. Because you can always attract clients with your energy, and actually 99.99999% of everything is energy. Okay, so even if you focus just on your energy, you will still be able to attract your clients to your business. Okay, so there are 3 ways in which you can operate in your business. You can, and this is what happens, and this is what I see with a lot of people. So let me know in comments below whether you want 2 or 3. Okay, so the first way is very masculine way, very like in your head. You're created from your headspace, and you're very controlled, or your fears, your doubts, your limiting beliefs are really controlling how you respond and how you create your business. So for a lot of people that I work with, they operate from a fear or or scarcity mindset or lack mindset. They like, oh my god, I don't know how to make money, I don't know how I'm going to pay the bills, so what do I have to do in my business to create money? And they create content, they create offers, they create a whole business from that fear, self-doubt, self-belief. Nobody will buy, I have to decrease my offers, I have to maybe offer something for free. Oh my god, what do I need to do to make money? And this is very needy energy. This is very desperate energy. And of course, when you're in a state of fear, limiting beliefs, doubt, lack, scarcity mindset, you're operating a very low vibrational frequency, which means you can only attract how you feel, the energy you emanate. Okay, So if you feel like you're not good enough, you're not going to attract clients, oh my God, what if nobody signs up? Oh my God, if nobody pays? Guess what? This is exactly what you're manifesting. This is exactly what you're calling in. This is what you're available for, because that is your energy at this moment. So you'll be attracting no clients, no money, more fear, more doubt, and it's a vicious cycle. And so that's first way of operating, and that will then create is you get into your limiting beliefs, which is all about you have to work hard to make money. So all you're focusing on is actually doing in your business. So you might be working long hours, you might be just stressing, creating post after post, promoting here, there, and everywhere, and be like, oh my God, where else can I promote? Please see me. You know, somebody responds to my ads, or you're throwing so many offers here, there, and everywhere, just in hope that somebody will purchase something, okay? And you don't feel connected to it. You're just operating from a fear. And you know, and that's very masculine energy, right? Like you're stuck in your head. It's all about doing. It's not much about feeling and you know, following your intuition. The second way is very feminine way of doing things. So that's when you really connect to your desire. You know, you really know why you want to create your business. You really understand why you're creating this offer. What is the impact you want to create? You deeply connect with your soul's purpose. You are really in alignment. And what I mean by this is you raising your vibration. So you're letting go of fear. You're working on your fears. You're overcoming your fears. You know that if you just focus on creating things from your mind, your mind is very limited, okay, because we've been conditioned, and you know, that's where all the fears and doubts live. So you know that if you just follow your head in your business, whatever you'll be creating will be very limited. Whereas if you connect to your soul and you get guidance from your soul, then your soul is limitless. You can create whatever you want as long as you raise your vibrations and you know what your desire is, and you become an energetic match for your desire. So what I mean by alignment is that your thoughts, your feelings, your whole energy, the actions you take are all in alignment with your desires, and they come from a very abundant place. You don't create content because, oh my God, I need to make money. You create content because you connect to your soul. You ask your soul, what do my soul clients need from me? How can I serve them? It's all about creating from a place of love, service, self-love as well, you know, self-belief and abundance. Okay, you might not have, you still might have financial worries and troubles, but you don't feel it. You feel very, very abundant. You feel gratitude. And in that way, your energy is so magnetic that whatever you put out there, even if you, instead of creating 10 posts, you create one post and people are magnetized to your post because of your energy, okay? So being more in a feminine flow, it's all about connecting to your soul, really getting guidance of, and following your intuition into about, you know, what sort of offers you want to create, something that you absolutely love, something that you stand by, that you believe in, something that lights you up. And you operate in your business only following your desires and whatever lights you up, okay? So it's less about doing, but it's more about being in the energy of your desire. Okay, it's feeling amazing, gratitude, abundance. It's all about embodying the next level of yourself. So the person who's already achieved it, a person who already has six-figure business, a person who already had sold out launch, you have clients coming in, not desperate to work with you, but really so excited to work with you. That's already happened, you know, and you're just receiving, and you're in a receiving mode more than doing, okay? That's all about being feminine, and I love that energy, because when you're in that energy, you attract clients, everything happens so quickly, you know. That's when the quantum leaps happen. That's what happened when I manifested, you know, like $70,000 in 6 weeks, just by shifting my energy. So this is massive, but the problem is that for a lot of people, they're either stuck in the masculine energy, the first way of working, or this energy, which is very flowy, which is very like, yeah, I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to feel it, right? I'm just going to do the energetics. And the thing is, if you only follow the feminine and the energetics, you forget about a very important part, which is also taking soul-aligned action. So for a lot of people, they feel the energy, they work on their mindset, they love it, they're like, oh my God, I feel amazing, but they actually don't do any soul-aligned actions, which is a step that's completely missing, because you do need both. You need to have a balance between feminine and masculine energy. Okay, so you actually need to do something in your business to be visible, so people know how you can help them. So there are tasks in your business that you need to complete, but the way you go about them are in a very soul-aligned way. So it's all driven from a feminine energy, okay? And then it turns into masculine, because then you actually get to do something, okay? So the third way of operating is the best way, which will get you the best outcome in your business, which is, balancing them both. So what I want you to know is that even if you can't do any physical work, you can still work on your energy, because that in itself will magnetize clients to you. And that in itself will guide you, and you will get inspired to be like, oh my God, now, because I feel so good, and you're operating a very high frequency, you'll be inspired, and you'll get downloads of maybe what's like one post you can create. Right? And you don't need to create 10 posts, you don't need to be visible all the time, but when you get like 5 minutes, and because it's downloaded, it will happen so quickly. You just make a note, boom, post it, and then people will be attracted to that. So it actually takes very, very little time. It is the soul-aligned action that will actually guarantee your results, okay? But before you even get to the actions, what can you do to actually stay in alignment and, attract clients energetically? So first of all, you need to connect to your desire, okay? And a lot of people connect to their ego desire, which is all about, okay, I want to make 10K a month because that's what everybody does, and I'll feel so much better about myself if I hit 10K a month, right? So again, from ego, it's self-validation, only when I get to 10K months, I'll feel worthy. I'll feel like I deserve it, that I'm successful, I finally made it. And guess what? When you get to 10K, you'll be like, no, I actually still feel unworthy. I still don't feel happy. Because it's all about shifting your energy and your mindset. It's about shifting your whole being so that you can be the person who's attracting that money from the right place, from the soul-aligned place, okay? So you really need to, first of all, understand what is your soul-aligned desire, okay? And for a lot of my clients, and for me as well, I was stuck in that mindset for the first year of my business, 10K months, because everybody's doing it, I'm not doing it, therefore I feel worthless. And, so for me it was like 10K months. But then I realized this was my ego desire. This is not really what I wanted. I didn't care about money. And I always was in the energy of, I don't need that much money. I only need to survive, okay? So as a result, I couldn't attract 10Ks because deep down, I didn't need it. I didn't want it. I really didn't want it. But then when I connected to my soul and I asked my soul what my desire was, it was so much bigger than 10K months, okay? I connected to creating a charity or charities that will affect and, be global. So I realized that actually my goal, my soul-aligned goal, is so much bigger than I could have ever anticipated and comprehend. So I understood that actually I need to be making so much more money than I ever thought I would want, because I have such a big desire to not only run a successful business and help people in my business, but also to help, in terms of charity work. So when I connected to that desire and I felt it with my whole being, that's when I manifested 70K in 6 weeks, okay? And I didn't do, and that time was around Christmas, so I worked very little because Christmas is my season. I love it. It's all about Christmas movies, decorations, drinking hot chocolate. I don't really like to work during Christmas. So I worked very little, but it was insane. It was insane. Clients started just coming, paying in full, being so excited to work with me because I shifted. And because I connected so deeply to my desire, I started visualizing my desire, and I already felt like that person. The person who was running different charities, the person who had a very successful business. I already felt like a millionaire, Like, it was so true to me that I really believe like this is happening. And obviously I looked at my bank balance and okay, not a millionaire yet, but I'm getting there, right? Like, it was so powerful. So you need to connect to your desire. Why are you doing this? What is the bigger goal? But also desires for your offers, desire for your clients. What is the transition, the transformation you're so passionate about creating from a soul level? So connect, again, disconnect from your head, connect to your heart, and speak to your soul, and really create this desire from a place of love and service. Why are you in this business? We're here because we care, because we want to help people. Okay? So connect to that desire. Stay in alignment. So really, I know there will be lots of fears coming up. You know, when we're creating spiritual business or soul-aligned business, purpose-driven business, we get tested because it's such a big thing for us. You know, that's our purpose. This is what we're meant to be doing. So naturally, your mind will try to protect you and be like, no, stay in your comfort zone. Don't get out of it. But your soul wants you to act. Your soul will be always pushing you forward. And as a result, there will be lots of fears. What if I fail? Oh my God, I'll fail my purpose. Oh my God, that is heavy. So there will be lots of blocks coming up, and that's a good sign. That means that you're ready to heal them. You're ready to overcome them. Okay? So it's time for you to let it go, work on it. And as you keep working on layers and layers and layers of your blocks, you'll get more and more in alignment, which means you'll be raising your vibrations, which means you'll be manifesting things quicker, okay? So raising your vibrations, following joy and what lights you up. People are so serious these days, and I used to be as well. I am sometimes too serious. I still think I could be a bit more light. But, it's all about actually creating joy and fun. This is your business, this is your purpose, this is something you absolutely love doing. So do it with joy, do it in a fun way. Not being too serious. Don't have, just have fun with it, play with it. Oh, it's just, when you're creating something you absolutely love, it just, you get downloads, the information just flows through you, without you even realizing, you creating content that is actually, or courses or programs that will be life-changing, because you're creating from a very different place. You're connecting it and creating it from a soul place, not from your head, which is very, very limited. Okay, follow your soul's guidance. Okay, so when you're very, 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 very in alignment with your desire, you'll see that you're going to get guidance of, what to do next. Okay, you get inspired. You'll be like, oh my God, I really want to create this post. Or, oh, I actually want to go live in this group to promote my masterclass or something. Or I really feel like reaching out to that person, see how they're getting on, and maybe they need my help. You'll get inspired about what actions you need to take to actually create and create the desire that you want. Okay? Healing money wounds. Money is massive. When I connected to the energy of money, I was shocked. First year of my business, when I was really struggling, I was like, I'm doing everything. I was very, very in a masculine energy. I was like, I'm doing absolutely everything I'm meant to be doing. I'm working 10 hours a day. Why am I not hitting 10K months consistently? I would have very good months, 10, 20K. Okay, then nothing. It was a yo-yo effect. I hated it. And I couldn't crack it. I was like, I don't understand. I'm doing all the healing work. I'm doing all the energetic work. What's blocking me? And when I connected to the energy of money, I got clear guidance. You don't want me. You don't need me. You don't want me. And I was like, oh my God, of course. Because I don't want 10K months. What am I going to do with so much money? I have no purpose with it. I don't know what to do. And everything shifted once I healed that. Once I understood that I need so much more money for the charity work, that's when everything shifted for me. That's when I was like, oh my God, I love your money. And, I really, really connected, and I visualized, I could see money energy. It was such a beautiful experience when you actually heal it, when there's no more fear, when there's just gratitude and pure love between you and money. That is so, so powerful, so beautiful. So you definitely need to work on that. Simply having fun, I already said that. I'm just looking at my notes to make sure I don't miss anything. And trusting and surrendering. So, you can do so many, like so much work on your desire and embodiment, like you're feeling already like the person, you're already changing your thoughts, you're changing your feelings and energy around you so that you are actually becoming the next level of yourself, the person who already has those desires. But then sometimes we doubt ourselves. I'm like, oh no, it's not going to work. Oh my God, it's not going to work. You absolutely need to trust the process. You planted the seed. Now it's time to relax. Now it's time to it's happening. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I feel it. I feel so excited. I can feel it's going to happen. I don't know when, I don't know how, and I don't care. All I know that it's happening. So you need to cultivate that feeling, that trust, this surrendering, and that belief, unshakable belief that it will happen no matter what. If you start doubting yourself, you're lowering your vibrations, you're slowing the process, or even you're blocking the process, you're stopping it. So it's like you stop, start, stop, start. I feel good, yeah, you're starting the process. I feel bad, and I doubt myself. You're stopping it again. So what you need to do is start building your energy all the time. So every day to do something to be building up your energy so that energetically you're in a good place and you can start manifesting things very, very quickly and like crazy results. Like I went from 10 consistent 10k, maybe 20k months to then 70k months. Like it was crazy in the space of 6 weeks when I barely worked. But the little things I did was very, very so aligned. Okay, so even if you can't do anything right now with your business because you are stuck, right, with your ill child, or you're ill, or your husband, it doesn't matter why, for whatever reason you really don't have time, all I'm asking you to do is focus on your energy. And you can do that when you're washing dishes. Like today I was like, oh my God, I'm washing dishes. Obviously I don't really need to be focusing on washing dishes, and I was like, oh my God, I'm connecting to the desire. Like I'm visualizing my masterclass, how amazing it will be, that people will have life-changing, hopefully, aha moments, and there'll be people joining and coming in, and it will be such a beautiful experience. I'm already getting into that amazing vibe, okay, whilst I'm doing the dishes, right? When I'm cooking, the same. Today I went to the shop, I was in the queue again, like I had huge smile on my face, like I feel so amazing. If I could fly. Like seriously, I felt so amazing in the queue, and everybody looked so grumpy because there was a long queue, and I'm like, I could stay here forever. I'm so happy. People probably think I'm going crazy, but because I'm just smiling, I couldn't resist it. It's such a good, beautiful day outside. I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy I can actually go to a shop and buy lemons for my husband because for his sore throat, yeah, just be in that energy, and you don't need to do a lot, but do it frequently, or when you're feeding your child, or when your child is resting. There are so many pockets of time during your day when you can just switch and just do it quickly. Yeah, let me get into my desire. Let me get into desire. And remember that even when you're playing with your child and you're having fun and you're actually in your zone, when you're happy, you're raising your vibrations already. So do things like figure out what can you do throughout the day to really help you feel elevated and to raise your vibrations. Okay, so this is something I'm so passionate about, because I really hate to see people struggling to attract clients, doing all the things under the moon, what they have to be doing, and they're not getting results because they're so stuck in a masculine energy. Because really what you can do, and that's what I've done with my business, you really can create a 6-figure business working 1 hour a day, not even not working, or up to 3 hours a day. And you can do it with so much ease and flow, with so much fun, when you're in the right energetic space. Okay, so that's what I'm so passionate about this. That's why I am creating Shift Masterclass, because I want to show you how you can do this. Because today what I shared with you, is very, very like a snippet of what we'll be covering in the masterclass. So if this is something you want to do, let me know in the comments below, and I'll send you the link to join our masterclass, which is free. It will turn into a paid offer, so it will be $222 later, but for now it's free. So if you want to join, let me know, and spread the word. Like if you know somebody who's really struggling in their business, and they want to attract soul-aligned clients in a more feminine way with more ease and flow by doing the energetic work, then send them the details as well. Send them the link so they can join us as well. And we're gonna have so much fun. I know, because I know what I'll be covering roughly. I know there are more information coming through, and yeah, I can't wait to share this with you. Okay, sending you lots of love. Bye guys.